Welcome to Yin Yoga Total Body Stretch. This class is from Interdimension TV, where you can get access to all of my classes, series, and programs, including my Yin Yoga program, Flexibility and Beyond, and my series, Yin Yoga Sleep Well. I'll leave a link down below where you can start your 10-day free trial. Also, please remember to hit that subscribe button, and let's go ahead and segue into our Yin Yoga class now. Welcome to Yin Yoga Total Body Stretch. Let's go ahead and begin this 60-minute practice by coming into our first posture, what we call melting heart pose. So knees underneath the hips. Extend the hands, the arms out in front of you, and then start to draw your forehead either down towards the floor, or you could use a block here as well to go underneath the head. Keeping the hips drawing up, so different than child's pose. And if it feels more comfortable in your shoulders, you can always bend the elbows and open the arms out a little bit, kind of like cactus arms. For some of you might feel better. And looking for that sensation and that stretch in the thoracic spine. A very, very slight, gentle, subtle backward bend. Paulo Coelho said, if it costs you your peace, it is too expensive. So we step away from all the busyness of our lives. We step away from the negative and excessive stress and stimulation. And we use this practice as a powerful opportunity to come back to that quality of peacefulness, serenity, and tranquility. So see if you can start to create a little bit of distance and space between you and the events of your day. Almost as if your yoga mat was a bubble. For the duration of this practice, your awareness stays within the parameters of that bubble of presence. Take a last few breaths there. And nice and easily begin to transition out of melting heart, coming back to tabletop pose, all fours position. Knees underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. And then from here, go ahead and take that right arm and reach it all the way up as you inhale. And then thread that right arm underneath the left arm, releasing all the way onto that outer right shoulder. Coming into thread the needle shoulder stretch. Left hand can stay where it is in front of your face. Some of you may want to reach it around behind the back. Very often I like to slide the left hand forward towards the top left hand corner of the mat. Feel free to take the variation that feels right for you as we get into some of that connective tissue around the shoulder joint. If your left arm is in the wrap, just bring the left hand back down in front of the face. Take that right arm and unthread it and reach it all the way up to the sky as you inhale, reversing what you did. And then exhale, right hand comes down to the mat. Now from here, take your fingertips and turn those outward, and then just do a little sway side to side here. Just getting into that joint of the wrist. Nice stretch for the inner forearms as well. Certainly a great counter movement and stretch, especially those of us that do more vigorous forms of yoga, power yoga practice, which can be very demanding on the wrists. And then we'll take the fingertips and turn those back to face the knees and the thighs. And then on the inhale, drop the belly, pull the heart forward. And then on the exhale, round the back, curl the chin towards the chest. A few more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Try that on your own, 2 or 3 more rounds. Nice and slow, nice and steady, so you can really feel the entire scope of what there is to feel. Come back to a neutral tabletop pose, fingertips face forward. Thread the needle shoulder stretch on the other side, taking that left arm, reaching it up as you inhale. And then threading that left arm underneath the right arm, relaxing that outer left shoulder all the way down. And finding the variation for your right hand, keeping it where it is. Reaching it around behind the back or sliding it forward. Trusting that your body will guide you to the exact variation that it needs right now in this moment. Almost as if you're a musician, just searching for that perfect pitch, not too sharp, not too flat, just right. You know it when you find it. Right hand in front of the face. Unthread that left arm, bring it all the way back up. Inhale, spread those arms wide like wings. And then exhale, left hand comes down. Now from here, we'll come into deer pose with the right leg forward. So if this is new for you, you'll bend your right knee about 90 degrees. And you'll have your left knee bent about 90 degrees as well, where the left shin is kind of running along the left side of your yoga mat. You can always take a towel or a blanket, put that underneath the right hip if you feel super lopsided here in this one. Chest facing forward, and then you just begin to fold out over that right leg. You might want to grab a block and put that underneath the forehead here. And we're looking for that slow, pressurized massage effect into the outer right hip area. Of course, the longer we hold, the deeper we go, and the deeper we go, the deeper we heal. And the deeper we heal, the better we're going to feel. So in other words, patience. Patience is a virtue. Recently, there was a well-known Shaolin monk who was visiting Los Angeles and was showing him around different parts of Los Angeles that he was interested in visiting. Many of the well-known sites like the Chinese Theater in Hollywood and the Walk of Fame. And then after that, we were going to make our way to the famous Griffith Observatory, where they filmed a lot of classic movies like Rebel Without a Cause with James Dean. But the issue was it was 5 o'clock and rush hour in Los Angeles is pretty brutal. But we persisted, making our way onto the 101 freeway, 10 lanes wide, just packed with cars. And as we navigated our way through traffic, I could see this Shaolin Kung Fu master just looking all around him, starting to stress out, being in this environment that he wasn't used to. And he slid his little mala bead necklace off and began to do an ancient practice called japa. Japa is the repetition of a mantra as a way to stabilize the mind. And so even Shaolin monks, when they start to feel themselves losing their sense of inner peace, again, they know the price is too expensive to give up that peace. So they have these skills. And so for us, our yin yoga practice in a similar way becomes a way to come back to what really, really matters. Balance, steadiness, centeredness, and peace. Slowly begin to exit your way out of the deer pose. Lean into that outer right hip, and then swing your left leg all the way around forward towards the top of your mat. Sole of the right foot will come high up to your inner left thigh. And then you'll turn and rotate your upper body so that it's facing your inner legs and your inner thighs. And then you can begin to crawl forward and out, coming into what we call angled half butterfly. Again, feel free to put a block to go underneath the forehead so that you can allow your neck muscles that work so hard and diligently throughout the day to hold the weight of your skull up, to have an opportunity to have a well-deserved break, vacation. Now, keeping the torso down low, take your time to slowly crawl all the way over there by your left leg, and we'll come into traditional half butterfly pose. You can reach your hands out, grab your foot, your leg. You could even lasso a strap or a towel around the sole of that left foot here. And just relax into the deep fascia across the whole back side of your left leg, and as well so much of the terrain that runs vertically along the spinal column. Nice and easily begin to exit out of half butterfly pose, taking your time. Take the right arm, reverse circle it all the way back behind you with the right fingertips facing away from the body. Point your left foot, left toes forward and down. And then on the inhale, lift the hips up, lift the belly up, reach the left arm up and back. And then exhale, lower all the way back down. 2 more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Turn the torso forward, cross the legs in front of each other. Roll over onto all fours. And then tabletop pose as we now shift our way back to yogi squat. So you just come back onto the feet, turn the toes out. If this is super intense for you, you may grab a block and put that right underneath your hips there. And then draw both hands up to prayer position in front of your chest, in front of your heart. And being that this is a total body stretch yin practice, we want to make sure that we get into the ankles, the knees, the hips, the lower back. If you like, you can close your eyes. We'll be here for a couple of minutes. And you might even allow the top of the neck to lengthen slightly up. Chin to come slightly down, so you create a little more space at the base of the skull, a little bit more length in your neck and your cervical spine. And also, it's as if you're bowing into yourself with humility. Take a last few breaths there. The eyes are closed, allow them to slowly open. Bring the hands down into the floor in front of you, slowly crawl back into a table, releasing the knees down. And then deer pose on the other side. So now we'll bring the left leg forward, bending that, bend that right knee, turn the torso to face forward. And as you're ready, just allowing your torso to fold out over that left leg. Certainly within Yin Yoga, there's a very meditative quality about it.
course, anytime that we meditate, sometimes we can notice how busy or overactive the mind can be. Sometimes the mind gets swept away within the winds of distraction, which is pretty normal. So when those winds of distraction start to kick up and blow a little bit, we need an anchor. For you, the anchor may be the anchor of your breath, knowing when you're inhaling and when you're exhaling, even if the breath is very soft, subtle, and gentle. Or you may anchor into a sensation within your body. Or you may anchor into a sound. The sound of the music in the background of the practice could be an anchor as well. See how present you can allow your mind to become. And allow that presence to move you from a linear dimension of time into a vertical dimension of presence. So in this moment, there's nowhere to get to. There's nothing to dwell upon from the past, but to simply rest in the eternity of the now. A few more breaths there. Beautiful, you guys. Take your time, slowly transition out of the deer. Lean into that left hip and then swing that right leg all the way around towards the front. Bring the sole of your left foot high up to your inner right leg, right thigh. Turn the body about 45 degrees facing your inner legs. This one is for the inner thighs and the groin. Angled half butterfly pose, beginning to crawl out and come down. Feel that stretch right there at the inner right thigh that runs down to the inner right knee. And also that stretch in the inner left thigh, inner left groin. And the beauty, the invitation is can I just allow the poses to come to me? Can I allow gravity to take care of everything? And can I give myself the much needed permission to let go of carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders, especially for this time on my mat? Keeping the torso down low, now we'll maneuver our way into half butterfly, crawling the torso towards the right leg. Feeling that stretch all across the backside of the right leg. And generally at this point of the practice, we're in a whole different zone than when we started, moving beyond labels, sometimes even beyond form into the formless. There was a Zen master one afternoon who invited his student to go on a walk with him the following morning to watch the sunrise. And in the Zen tradition, it's always considered to be a great, incredible honor when the teacher invites you to go on a walk. So they walked to a special vista, and as the sun began to rise above the hills, and the golden light began to bask across the valleys and the farmland, the student couldn't help but exclaim, "What a beautiful sight." But it was an unspoken rule in this tradition that you stay silent. That very often when we put a label on something, it takes away from the deeper experience of it. That words are merely pointers to a greater truth. So it was a long time before that Zen teacher invited that student to go on another walk. The student had to learn to move beyond words, to move beyond what's written, to move beyond the labels. See if you can move beyond the labels of these poses, the labels within the illusion of thought, and move from the form dimension into the formless dimension. Slowly ease your way all the way up. Take your left arm, reverse circle it all the way back behind. And then inhale, float the hips up, reach the right arm up and back. And then exhale, lower back down to the mat. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower down. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Good, now go ahead and extend your left leg out in front of you to join the right leg as we set up for the caterpillar pose. Seated forward bend. On the inhale, reach those arms all the way up. And then exhale, fold over and down. And after your half butterfly poses, this terrain of the body has been gently primed. We'll be here for a good few minutes here. In many yoga traditions, this is considered to be one of the most important poses and stretches in all of yoga because it stretches and lengthens the whole posterior chain of the body, everything from the heels all the way to the top of the neck and the base of the skull. And it's key for longevity so that we're able to bend over, tie our shoes, pick up our grandchildren, our kids, keys that we might drop on the floor, and to be able to do that without throwing our back out. A whole myriad of other simple, mundane things that we take so for granted. Last few breaths there. Beautiful. Slowly transition out of the caterpillar pose. After that long hold, you might feel a little tender in the spine. That's pretty normal. It's just a sign you went bone deep, which is part of the connective tissue system. All right, from here, we're gonna come down onto our back. And as you get down onto your back, draw and hug your knees and your thighs into your belly. Give your lower back a little gentle rock side to side. Should feel nice. Keep the right knee in. Extend the left leg forward along the mat. And then reach the right arm over to the right. And then take your left knee all the way over to the left to a twist. And then option, if you like, to come into cat pulling its tail by bending your left foot in, reaching down with your right hand, grabbing onto that left foot. And then that'll add a nice little quadricep stretch on the left leg in addition to your lower back, your right chest, your right shoulder. And then when it comes to yin, I like to turn the head, the gaze, the same direction that the top knee is going in. So turning the gaze over to the left, same direction as that right knee. Of course, closing the eyes. Continuing to move deeper and deeper within into that inner silence. You have your left foot in your right hand. Just give that one last little goodbye tug and squeeze. And then release the left leg back towards straight. And bring the right knee back up to neutral. And then go ahead and hug both knees, both thighs back into the belly. Again, little circles for the lower back. A few times one direction. few times the other direction. And then right leg extends out towards straight. Left arm reaches over to the left, and then left knee twist all the way over to the right. And then option to bend, this time the right foot in, reach down with the left hand, grab that right foot. You have that right foot, just give that quadricep one last little squeeze. And then release the right leg back out towards straight. And then guide the left knee back up to center. And then from here, go ahead and extend your left leg out towards straight. Open your legs and your arms equidistantly from the center line of your spine. Anything you need to do to get comfortable here for the corpse pose. And as the great poet Ghalib said, for joy, the raindrop is entering the river. So allow yourself now to enter into that river of deep, deep, deep inner relaxation and stillness. Shavasana. Slowly start to move the fingers and the toes, reactivating physical presence. And bring the legs together side by side, reach the arms up over the head, interlace the fingers, and enjoy a full body stretch. Bring the knees, the thighs back into the belly. You can roll over to one side or gently rock and roll your way up to a last seated position. And as you get up to seated, bringing both hands to prayer in front of your chest, your heart. Sitting up tall, slightly bowing the forehead down. Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh said, "Many people are alive, but they don't touch the miracle of being alive." Give gratitude to your practice today for allowing you to slow down, find stillness and presence, and therefore tap in to the beauty, the fullness, and the real miracle of being alive in this moment right here, right now. Much health, much wealth, and much love to you. Namaste. All right, thank you guys for joining me for that yin practice. I hope you enjoyed it. Drop a comment down below and let me know how it was. Also, remember to hit that subscribe button and to check out Interdimension TV through our 10-day free trial. I hope that we can practice again in the very, very near future. Until then, many blessings, be well, and see you soon.